Okay, so the next presenter is Mario Carrera. He's also coming from Valencia, from the GBC project, and he will introduce the new functionalities of the 2.4 version. Your time.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm Mario Carrera. I'm from the GBC project, the communication and training manager. I'm going to explain you to show you the main new features of the last version of GBC, GBC 2.4. First of all, you can download GBC desktop from the GBC website. There are distributions, there are portable and installable versions, and there are distributions for Windows, Linux, and Mac. One of the main new features of this version is the catalog that has been integrated in the application. So from now we have a table of contents, and we have another tab with the catalog where we can load the layers directly from our hard disk. We also can create favorites, our favorite layers, and we can add them to the bookmarks section. About the table of contents, we have improved also the behavior when the layers are not visible. Now the legend is hidden, so it has been improved the behavior of the when we are loading the layers, and also with the web app services when the legend had problems. Now it's loaded correctly. We have included several types of legend. The first one, for example, is the heat map legend. When we have, for example, at point layers, we can create a raster file when we can apply a color table. And another similar for point layers, point layers is the Markov clustering legend. In this case, we can see the number of elements, the number of times that an element is repeated. It exists in a concrete area. We also have included the temporary data support, or 4D. So now we can manage the temporary parameter in the vector layers in a specific moment or in a time interval. We also have the quick information tool, so we don't need to click on the elements to get the information, but we can move the mouse over the elements. In reference to the databases, we have included several improvements. For example, we have included the H2GIS database support. It's very interesting because we can access from GBC desktop to the H2 administration tools. So we have a lot of new functionalities, for example, for new formats, geoprocessing, network analysis, etc. Here you can see the main window of this tool. And we also have updated and optimized the Oracle database driver in GBC, in the last version of GBC. And we have included the support for SQL Server database. In reference to databases, another interesting improvement is that we have included the support for specialized database. It's important because it's the vector format supported by GBC Mobile. So you can export data from GBC desktop to GBC Mobile, and you can edit this data in the mobile application for mobile devices. We also have included new OpenStreetMap services. For example, it's very interesting for base layers. The users can have now new base layers. Some of the H2 functionalities have been the most important ones have been included as an independent tool. For example, this one. We have a direct access to this tool that is the OpenStreetMap data direct download. We can download OpenStreetMap data directly from a view in GBC desktop. We also have improved the 3D tool. We have improved the 3D engine that is based on the NASA Whirlwind library. About geoprocessing, we have included several new geoprocesses. For example, geocoding, as you saw in the previous presentation given by Oscar. Through scripting, we have included this tool that allows us to create a point layer from a table with addresses or important elements, for example, museums or sports centers, etc. If we have a table with these addresses, we can create a point layer using, we can search them in Google Maps, in OpenStreetMap, etc. We have a new shapefile, a point layer. Another geoprocess is this one, is the point disperse. With this geoprocess, when we have several points in the same coordinates, it's not easy to get the information of the points. So now we can select a scatter radius, and we can disperse these points to see the information in an easy way. We also have included the Rosmo algorithm that allows to get the probability of the serial killers when they will act in the future based on the previous crimes. It has been included for the GBC crime product that I will speak about tomorrow. Yes, I think tomorrow. Another geoprocess is the demonstration attendance calculator and population by area calculator. It's very interesting because it allows us to calculate the population in a concrete area. It's very interesting for the police, for example, for the demonstrations or a concert, and allows this functionality allows us to send the police agents, for example, to a concert to improve the security in a city. It has been included for the GBC crime product too. We also have included the Horton Machine plugin that has more than 200 new geoprocesses included in GBC for raster map calculator. We have for hydrologic analysis, etc. In relation to the connection with other applications, we have included the access to EPANET that allows the hydraulic and water management. It's a public the EPANET is a public application of the USA. And another tool related to connection with other applications is the plugin that we can install on GBC desktop and allows us to export information from GBC desktop to GBC mobile. For example, you can create your own tiles in GBC desktop from an orthophoto. You can export these tiles to GBC mobile, and then you don't need internet connection. You will have a base layer, the orthophoto, and you don't need internet connection. And you also can export the projects from GBC mobile to GBC desktop with the data that you have taken using the GPS, for example. We also have included a statistics viewer. We can see here several examples. About the icons, we have included an icon thing of configurator, so you can create your own icons in GBC. And we have included also a new icon set. It has been provided by Trek, that is a company from Argentina, and there are two different sizes, 16 and 22. About the usability, we have included a project preview. So when you are opening a project, you can check if the project is correct, that is the project that you wanted to open. It's a very interesting functionality. We have included several improvements. For example, the toolbars. In GBC 2.3, the toolbars and the buttons weren't in a logical order. And now from GBC 2.4, they have improved. So we have the buttons and the toolbars in the logical order. We also have included, when we open GBSIG 2.4, a maximized window, a maximized view is opened by default because it's usually the first action that a user does when the user opens GBSIG. We also have included this functionality that allows us to change the reference system of the view. When we load a vector, a layer that we don't know the reference system, when we load this layer, we have the reference system of this layer in this case. And if it's different than the view, we would have to change the reference system of the view, etc. So there's a new button here where you can change the reference system of the view directly. So it's very useful functionality. We also have included the help menu from GBSIG. You can access to the information, to the documentation of the GBSIG project directly. In reference to the symbol libraries, we have included several symbol libraries, for example, for safety, or one of the probably the most used icons, the emojis. We have included this symbol library in GBSIG. About development, Oscar spoke about that in the previous presentation. We have included the library GVPy. With this library, you can access from scripting. You can access to the different geoprocesses, and it's very easy to develop your own scripts. And another improvements, small improvements, but at the same time important improvements. We have improved, for example, the opening of the projects in GBSIG 2.3. Sometimes there were problems with curved layers, but now they are opened correctly. We also have GBSIG also has a quick start. We have improved the Windows 10 support, etc. And that's not all, because we are working in the GBSIG 2.4.1 version that we are going to release in the next days. This week, probably we will release the first release candidates, and soon the GBSIG 3 version. GBSIG 2.4.1 will have an improvement in the select duplicate values. There was a tool in GBSIG 2.4, but we have improved with different options this functionality. We also have created a plugin to create forms in GBSIG desktop that allow us to be exported to GBSIG mobile. With these forms, you can take data. They are for field data gathering. So you can take pictures, you can you can create combos for a field, or Boolean fields, etc. So it's very useful for field data gathering with GBSIG mobile. We also have included the access to the images of the KMZ files. It's very useful. And there's a new functionality that allows us to save labeling. In the previous versions, we could save the symbology, but now from GBSIG 2.4.1, we will be able to save labeling too. So it's very useful. We have a new geoprocess to convert 3D layers to 2D layers. It's very important because some of the geoprocesses don't work with 3D layers. So we need to convert them to a 2D layer. And another tool to capture coordinates, etc. And in parallel, we are working on the 3 version of GBSIG that will have a new raster. So it will improve this part, the raster part of the GBSIG desktop application. Here you have information. You can contact me if you have any doubt about the project. You have the Facebook, the Twitter, the gbsig.com is the website where you can download GBSIG. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mario. You really beat the chrono. Okay. Despite of any question, I would like to congratulate you for your new improvements and the work you did on this version. So now, if there is any kind of question or comment about these new developments, is there any approximate date for releasing the new version? There is a roadmap.
Yes, 2.4.1, this week or the next week, in the next week, we will release the first release candidates. So I think in 2 or 3 weeks, if any important error appears in this version, we will release this new version. And GBSIC 3 probably at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year, because it has a very the raster part is very big, so we need a big testing before that.
So the biggest effort will be on the raster part.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
No questions. So thank you, Mario.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, if there's no objection, we will wait for the schedule for doing the last presentation, because maybe there is someone that could change the room or is waiting. Okay.